are lost sites connected to ancient civilizations. Some lost sites are discovered and are quite simple to understand what they were at one time. Then you have some that after centuries are no longer complete and are hard to tell what they once were. There are many underwater sites that are being discovered continuously. The idea of a lost civilization has captivated people for centuries, and we've been told that many such civilizations have existed and that they were destroyed by the hands of an angry god. Given these claims, it would make sense if we found some tangible evidence to support this theory. One such piece of evidence is the discovery of submerged ancient cities all around the world. The history books tell us that many civilizations in our past have met their demise when their cities were submerged underwater due to climate change or earthquakes. The following are only 3 of them. Why are these underwater? Who lived there and when? Bimini Road. In 1968, Joseph Valentine and 2 others were diving in 18-foot waters off the Bahama Islands. They found what can only be described as a wall or road underwater. This structure was found to be in a northeast to southwest direction. What was it they found so deep? Limestone blocks and rectangular shapes that appeared to be a man-made structure. There are a few claims as to what this is said to be, however. There is no truly definitive evidence to back up any of those claims. Some call this Bimini Road, some call it the Bimini Wall. But why is it there? There you have it. Some structure that is 3,500 years old cannot be determined as natural or man-made definitively. Should we be giving credit where credit is due instead of arguing over where this structure originated? Adams Bridge. Another debate rages on regarding another limestone structure. The same type of situation, with no definitive answers available. This one, however, does have a story to go with it. Geology tells us that this formation was once a natural bridge that connected India to Sri Lanka. This bridge held together for a long time, at least until a cyclone hit in 1480. Ramayana, which is an ancient Indian script, mentions a bridge that was built by the god Rama through his 8 men creatures so that he could reach Lanka and rescue his wife who had been stolen from him. What does this say to us regarding evolution? Geologically, it is claimed that Adams Bridge was formed by accretion and the rising of the land. Oddly, the structure is constructed, whether naturally or man-made, with limestone shoals. Shoals are found when the ground beneath all the waters rises further to the top. These would be like sandbars or sandbanks. In the case of Adams Bridge, it is claimed that the limestone rose from below the water and up to form this connection between the 2 lands. Age dating according to the Geological Survey of India, it is believed the land formation may have been exposed 7,000 to 18,000 years ago. The waters are seemingly shallow around Adams Bridge, which makes getting through the channel quite a challenge. Apparently, the story that will hold more weight than others for some time to come is how the demon king, Ravana, had stolen the wife of Rama, after Rama had cut off the nose of Ravana's sister. Brahma aided Rama by creating an army of intelligent warriors who were led by Nila and the engineering ability of Nala. Since that time, no organization or geological society can come to any agreement, including if the bridge was indeed built by Rama. The intelligent warrior theory, complete with a genius in engineering, leads many of us to believe that maybe there is more to this than we really know. The mystery is yours to solve. What do you believe? Yanaguni Monument. The Yanaguni Monument is also called the Yanaguni submarine ruins, often considered to be a set of man-made huge, submerged rock formations off the coast of Japan. According to one marine geologist, these ruins are man-made step monoliths that are now underwater. Back in 1986, while diving off the coast to locate a position where he could watch the hammerhead sharks, Kairo Aratake noticed these formations that looked to be architectural in design. Located beneath Arakawabana Cliff, it is oriented in a south-southeast direction. The sandstones and the mudstones are thought to have been deposited 20 million years ago. Most of these monoliths appear to be connected to the underlying stone. Why is it believed that this is an all-natural rock formation makes just as much sense as why it could be a man-made structure. Yanaguni is located in a well-known earthquake zone, so it would make sense that these formations fell into the ocean. The scientists claim that by falling into the ocean during an earthquake, this is how the scratch marks were made on the vertical formations. This is contrary to those scientists who believe that the formations were part of some ancient civilization, and the marks are actually ancient depictions. Masaki Kimura, a scientist from the University of Ryukyus, first determined that the underwater structures could be dated back 10,000 years, which would have put it above ground at the time. This led him to believe that the structures and formations could very well have been portions of the lost continent of Mu. Mu was a massive continent, according to some, a legendary continent that was sunk during an earthquake. Kimura's age estimation changed to 2,000 to 3,000 years in 2007. Kimura is the scientist who believes that there are identifiable areas located below, such as a stadium, monuments, a castle, and even a pyramid. Why would one person be able to identify all these structures, but others refuse to see that they are there? Does it deal with belief or ancient legends? Kimura believes that these are all signs of the Yamatai culture. It seems quite apparent what had happened here when you view the available pictures. There are areas where it would seem impossible to call these areas natural erosion. There are what are evidently steps and other levels to this structure. Why would there be so much denial in proof to this extent? How can science explain that natural erosion can create perfectly rounded tops of rocks and stairwells? The pictures are baffling evidence. When compared to an area that has been proven to be entirely nature made complete with glacial potholes, the logic stated as far as Yanaguni monument does not add up. In the example shown with the glacial potholes, the formations of rocks may be somewhat smoothed out, but they do not form a rounded dome. The steps that can be seen are not all similar sizes, because water will not fall the same way each time. Is there more at work here than meets the eye? Is there evidence of an ancient civilization? Will this remain a mystery for the ages? Will some evidence be found that will show current-day humans how nature is able to do almost exact measurements to break monoliths into smaller, equal-sized chunks? Again, we must always be able to ask the how and the why of such things, at least until sense is made of what we think may be the true origins of humanity. Stay tuned for more next time. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up icon. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications for new videos.